All right, movie battles blowout about to start in a couple of hours. Very excited for this. 4 great matches and that championship match. God, can't wait.
Hey Clay, how are you doing right now?
Nikki, I don't know why you're here, how you're here, but why am I not surprised that you are here? What you always seem to come in right before you have to defend the title. So what's the excuse this time?
I have no idea what you're referring to when it comes to excuses. I'm here. I'm ready to go. And you know what? I actually am ready to challenge for this. Like, I know like you don't have high expectations of me for some reason, but no, I'm here right now. I just had something I wanted to go over before we get into this match, though. Something that I think is incredibly reasonable that I just want your full attention for at this moment.
Okay, what's that?
Okay, so I just sent you an email, less waste electronic because we don't need more paper. But I sent you this little document. You might want to check your email for it. I have decided to refer to this as the Fairness Allowance Resilience Treaty, FART. I know it's a cute little name. But anyway, so basically, because here's the thing. I think there's a little bit of shenanigans going along with how you've been structuring things lately. Because I know we just had a tournament that I unfortunately did not grace with my presence. But Kelly.
Yes, Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly, she dominated, but I feel like you're kind of like, I've seen your predictions. I've seen the way you've talked about her. Like, I get it. She's kind of the next big thing as far as you're concerned. Your shiny new penny that you want to display to the movie battles audience. So I'm a little concerned about possible bias seeping into this match because I think it was a valid concern with my last match against Amanda. So basically, I just want you to sign this little digital document again, being environmentally friendly. It's totally electronic. Just for you to declare that you will not allow any of your personal bias to seep into this match, and you are going to allow this to go up along fairly. And I just don't want to see any shenanigans this time.
So you've sent me a contract. The player sent the guy who runs a league a contract. I mean, what's your plan here, Nikki? What are you going to do if I don't sign it?
Well, in the interest of protecting myself, which I'm the champion here, I know exactly what I'm doing and what precautions I have to take to make sure that I get a totally fair fight. So I think it's completely fair that if you do not sign this document that I have sent you, again, that electronically environmentally friendly, for you to, I will not go forward with this then. Like, I think it's a totally fair deal to make with you. I'm not asking for much. I just need to have the precaution in place. So it's your decision.
So you're saying if I don't sign this little contract that you drew up, then you're not going to play?
Yeah, I think I was pretty clear just now. So I think that's a fair point I can make.
Nikki, we've already covered this. If you don't defend the title, I'll have to strip you of it. I'll have to take it away from you.
Yeah, but I mean, that would suck way more for you because then BlowOut's not going to have its main event that all of the audience has been salivating over all these months leading up to it. So I think that's like a you problem.
Okay. All right, Nikki. I'll look over this contract, and assuming that there's no shenanigans, I will get this signed and sent over to you before the match. Happy?
I'm quite delighted. And I think it's only the fairest way that we can go about this. And it's best for the league. Think about it in those terms. It's best for the league. There's not going to be any ludicrous shenanigans going on anymore. And with luck, I'll still remain champion. Well, when I'm talking about luck, I'm so great. So I'll see you later, Clay.
I'm gonna look over this contract. I need to contact Lauren. I really hope this isn't gonna come back to bite me.
This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello and welcome to Movie Battles Blowout. That's right. This is the big event that we have been building to all year, Movie Battles Blowout. And here to help me kick off the very first match, we have Dr. Megs, Megan McCurley. How you doing today, Megan?
Clay, I am doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me on to kick off this event. And we've been building to this all season. It's been awesome to see everybody go through the season, and it all comes down to this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like you said, this whole thing is a big culmination of the entire season. And here we are, the first match of Movie Battles Blowout. We have such a great lineup of matches. I cannot wait to get in to these matches, and it's just going to be what is that? What is that?
Hi, Clay.
Well, this is the Candyman, Andy Sweet. Andy, what are you doing here?
We're gonna stop you right there, though. First, the Candyman. What kind of stupid name is that? It's very disrespectful. We're gonna change that. First of all, it's Andy Too Sweet from now on. Second of all this lack of disrespect with the nickname, and then opponent's choice in my first match. Are you kidding me? Then you give me movie release dates, and then my match after that, my big return and scheduling conflicts, and I don't even get a second shot. You just boot me. So I went off into the deepest parts of the Disney universe, trained with all the big bads, and I'm ready to come back. I'm going to make my own rules from now on. I want the matches I want. I don't want to hear any, you have to do this, you have to do this. So my first match back, I want whoever that nobody was that replaced me. I want him. And then after that, I want the fairest in the land, Amanda. And that's all I want. And I don't want any details. I don't want to hear anything else from you. And that's all I want. Too Sweet out.
Wow.
Okay.
So, Andy apparently knows what he wants. I mean, I will say I can probably talk to Daniel about a match. I don't know about Amanda. We'll definitely have to see about that. But yeah, I guess we have a match for next season.
I guess so.
So yeah, looks like we've got a match set. We will just have to see what Daniel and Amanda have to say about that. But moving forward into Movie Battles Blowout, like I said, we have a lot of great matches for you today. We have, of course, our season 2 preview. We have a #1 contender triple threat, and we have a championship match, all for you at Movie Battles Blowout. But first, to kick it all off, we have the second chance match between the Goof, Stephen Levin, and the gentleman, Patrick Hill. Excited to see these two players get this opportunity. What do you think about this one, Megs?
You know, I think what makes this match so interesting is for one of these competitors, the O is going to go, and it's going to turn into a 1 in the win column. Both of these guys have had a rough go in their first few matches, but this is their chance to get that 1 in that win column and to move into this next season with a clean slate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there's a reason I put both of these guys here, not just because of their record, but also because, you know, when they come in and they play, they're just so much fun to have. You know, they just have, you know, the best attitudes. You know, Patrick has said more than once that, you know, he's here almost more to learn than to win, which, I mean, you learn the most when you lose. So I think he's learned enough. Maybe it's time for him to get that win. But then, you know, Steven is a competitor who came in his first match. And when I asked him if he was feeling good about his Disney knowledge, he said no. And then went forward and got 4 questions right. But then in his second match, more than doubled that with a score of 10. So, Steven is only going up. Patrick is due a win here. Like you said, the O must go. And usually we're talking about in the loss column, but today we're talking about in the win column. So one of these guys is going to get a win today. But before we get started with these matches, I'm not going to be making these announcements for every one of the movie battles videos or the blowout videos, but I do want to let you guys know that the format for this program, this thing that we do, movie battles, is of course sourced from the movie Trivia Schmodown. So if you enjoy this, check them out. Go to theschmodownlive.com and let them know that the cow sent you. And also do not forget that the Flying Cow, we are not just movie battles. We also have a podcast feed that you can check out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. We've got a lot of different podcasts over there about movies and television. It is a lot of fun. Go check that out. And as always, if you can't remember all that, it's just on the banner right above us. Not hard. All right. Well, Megs, what do you say we go ahead and bring in today's competitors?
Let's go for it.
All right. Introducing first. Here he is with a record of 0-2. He is Steven the Goof Levin.
What up? What up?
Steven? Good to have you. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everything going with you guys?
Going very well. I gotta say, I'm glad to have you in here today for this second chance match. How are you feeling going into this match? Like I said, you're 0-2, but you keep getting better every match. How are you feeling? How do you feel about your chances against Patrick? Have you seen any of his matches?
I haven't seen any of Patrick's work. I mean, hopefully he's a gentleman if he wins or loses today. But no, I'm feeling actually pretty good. I've been doing a lot of studying. I actually watched my first package film a few weeks ago in Melody Time.
All right. How did that treat you?
It was a package film, that's for sure.
It's true. There's not a whole lot else to say about the package films.
True.
Well, Steven, I mean, going into this match, obviously you have the opportunity to get a first win, but you also have the opportunity to win a Spinner's Choice token. How are you feeling about that possibility? And do you have plans for that? Obviously, you don't have to tell me what they are, but do you have plans for that Spinner's Choice token?
Oh, I always have plans. But that's for me to know. You guys to find out when I win the Spinner's Choice.
All right. Great to hear. So we will go ahead now and introduce your opponent.
All right.
And his opponent, representing Good Taste, with a record of 0 wins and 3 defeats. His motto is win, lose, always look good. He is the gentleman, Patrick Hill.
Hi guys, how are you?
Doing all right, Patrick. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. I'm very excited about today. I'm traveling, so very excited to be able to take time out of my travels to come and spend the afternoon with y'all.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was about to say your background's a little different than usual.
Yes,
I don't know if you've ever had a match in the exact same place.
I think every single match has been either. I think I've only done one in my own home office.
Well, you are a gentleman of leisure. You go where you will.
Yes, and I have my cute little friend here, my little wolf friend here to help me. today.
There you go.
So
All right. So how are you feeling going into this match? How are you? I don't know if you've seen any of Steven's matches, but how are you feeling about your chances here?
I haven't seen Steven's matches, but I love Disney, and actually I'm going to Disney World this January. So, I don't necessarily like this time around, I didn't do a lot of study on things that I'm weak on. So hopefully that doesn't bite me. But the last time, like we've discussed, I had done a little bit more research in anticipation of some of the harder categories. So we'll see if that carries over in case I get some harder categories. But I'm hoping that my general Disney knowledge it's helped me so far, not to win, but to at least make it a competition. So we'll see what happens.
All right. And you got some plans for that spinner's choice token should you win it?
I mean, I just started thinking about it, but most definitely, there are just some categories that everybody's weak at, and I'm a competitor, and so strike first, and I'll make sure that somebody gets a category that is painful if I can.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring Steven in here, and let's get this match underway. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 1. All right, in round number 1, 8 questions from random categories will be given to all competitors. Competitors will have 15 seconds to write each answer. Answers must be spoken aloud when revealing your response. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. If either competitor gets all 8 questions correct, they will have a perfect round and receive a 1-point bonus question. Competitors also have 3 repeats that they can use at any time throughout the match. If you need a little bit more time, or if you just want to hear the question again, use those repeats. You also have a challenge that you can use at any point if you feel if you do not like the ruling of a question, you can challenge, make your case, and if it is upheld, you will keep your challenge. There is no stealing in this round. So competitors are ready then? All right.
Ready?
And
Ready.
Eggs, are you ready?
Let's go to war, gentlemen.
All right. Well, I don't know
Hopefully
about
no
you
war.
guys, but I feel ready for a movie battle. Action begin. And we are going to start with question 1 in round 1, and that is in the category of early classics. These are the films of the 30s and early 40s. And your question: what early classics film features dancing hippos? Classics. I actually saw a lot of the early classics when I was a kid because they were all being re-released in theaters around that time. I got very confused, thought they were new movies.
The mind of a child.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't have any reason to know otherwise. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and Steven, we are starting with you, sir.
That's Fantasia. You see that okay?
Yes, Fantasia is correct, and Patrick.
Also Fantasia.
All right, very nice. So we are currently tied at 1 going into the next question.
All tied up. Let's see if this question in the category of Renaissance, mostly from the 90s, and your question is, what year saw the release of The Lion King? For many, their favorite Disney film.
Yeah, quite a few people. I mean, I will say it's probably one of the best made, but it's not my favorite.
Same. I love it, but it fluctuates around in my top.
Sure. My favorite is currently Moana.
Good choice.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
And we'll start with Patrick this time.
I said 1994.
And you would be correct. Steven, did you have the same one?
Yeah, it was either 94 or 96. I chose 94.
Very good choice. And they stay tied here at 2.
All right, keeping it close, 2 and 2 going into round 3 in the category of the dark times. These are, of course, the films of the 2000s. And your question: in which film will you find the voice talents of John Goodman, David Spade, and Eartha Kitt? This
How
was,
deep did you dive into the IMDb of this movie?
it's round 1, kind of surface.
It
But I mean, look at that voice cast. That's a great cast.
That's quite the cast.
Yeah. Anything that's got Eartha Kitt in it, I mean, it's got to be worth checking.
Can't go
out
wrong.
At the very least. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. And Steven, going to you, sir.
All right, the very underrated The Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove is correct. And Patrick.
So said The Emperor's New Groove.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, the leather, Kronk.
Wrong lever. Why do we even have that lever? All right. So yes, still tied 3-3 going into question number 4.
And question number 4 is coming to you from the category of Pixar. Could be from any era inside of Pixar. And your question is, who provides the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story franchise?
We will have to see how well these players know their voice actors, because Toy Story very well known, but
It is. Two in a row here. You're getting clever here.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's start with Patrick.
The Tim Allen.
It's Tim Allen. Steven.
To Infinity and Beyond, Tim Allen.
Very
Nice.
good.
All right. However, not the voice of the new Buzz Lightyear movie.
Sadly not.
Nope. But we will talk about that later. Right now, we are going into question number 5, which is in the category of the decline and wilderness. These are the films of the 60s through the 80s. And your question: what is the name of Prince John's much abused snake advisor in Disney's animated Robin Hood?
One that was on frequent replay in my childhood.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This was definitely one of my favorites. I can't tell you how many times I would sing along with Robin Hood and Little John. And all
Oh,
that
yes.
stuff. Great stuff. All right, let's see what connection our competitors have in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, and Steven, we are starting with you.
That would be Sir Hiss.
It would be Sir Hiss for 1 point, and Patrick.
And I was gonna put Sir Hiss, but I put Sir Slithers.
Ah,
Oh.
The alliteration
Good
better.
guess, though. Good guess.
went with a different snake attribute, not quite there, but so
Okay.
that means that Steven currently has a 1-point lead going into question number 6.
And question number 6 comes in, I think, everyone's favorite category, package films from the 40s. Let's see how much the studying has proven useful to these gentlemen with this question. In which film will you find a giant named Willie who turns into a pink bunny? Very interesting.
Absolutely.
Very,
yeah.
very.
I think I saw a look on their face that says that happens. So we will have to see what answers we get in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Patrick, you were scribbling an answer. What did you have for us?
I put melody time. Read.
Unfortunately, that is not the one I am looking for. Stephen, what did you have?
I believe it's fun and fancy free.
And you would believe correct. That is another point for Stephen.
Yeah, looks like that one package film he watched is paying off because Stephen is still currently perfect. Going into question number 7, Patrick only 2 points behind, currently 6-4. So like I said, we've got question number 7. The category is classics. These are the films of the 1950s. And your question. In Alice in Wonderland, The Walrus and the Carpenter is a story told by which 2 characters?
This always seems to be one that I want to skip over, but it's such a classic you can't ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it did not.
It
do
feels
well
an
when it
acquired
first came out.
taste.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the anarchy of it, but I enjoy it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and Stephen, we're starting with you.
I think you may have jinxed me because this was a total guess, but Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
You guessed correctly, sir.
Wow.
1 point for that. And Patrick.
Also said Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. All right, so Patrick remains within 2. Stephen is still perfect going into the final question in this round, of course, barring the possible bonus.
Yes, and this final supposed category in round 1 is going to be in the CG revolution. Everything from the 2010s forward. In which film will you find the villainous King Candy? Which movie? You would think with the name Candy, it wouldn't be villainous.
I know. That's what I'm
You
like.
would think.
That doesn't sound like the name of a villain. That sounds like a jolly old man I'd like to hang out with. You know?
You
but
would think.
Apparently not. Apparently not. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Let's go ahead and start with Patrick. What did you guess?
I said Wreck-It Ralph.
Your guess is correct. And Stephen for the perfect round.
Wreck-It Ralph.
And he
Right.
does it.
Great job,
Very,
Steve.
very nice. So with that, Stephen gets his first perfect round. So Stephen, you get the bonus question. You are the only one answering this question, so you do not have to write it down. You simply need to answer within the 15 seconds. All right. And your question. In a Goofy movie, what is the name of Pete's son and Max's best friend?
Yeah, I'm not going to get that one. I pass. No.
All right. So the answer we were looking for was PJ.
Okay.
Yeah. Max sometimes calls him Peach, but yeah, PJ. That's what we're looking
Alrighty.
for. All right. So did not get that bonus, but Steven still has a 2-point lead. Currently, the score is 8-6 going into round number 2. So let us go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 2. All right, and in round number 2, also known as the wheel round, each competitor will have the opportunity to spin the wheel. If you do not like your first spin, you can choose to spin again, unless, of course, you land on opponent's choice, at which point you are stuck with that category. Competitors in this round will have up to 4 questions in that category. Questions in this round are worth 2 points. Multiple choice is available. However, if you choose to go to multiple choice, the value of the question will drop to 1 point. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. Opponents may steal if a competitor gives an incorrect response, repeats, and challenges are still in effect. Do we have any questions going into round number 2? All right. Well, Stephen, you are currently in the lead going into this round, so you are going to get the choice. Would you like to spin first, or would you like to have Patrick, or would you like to defer to Patrick?
I think I'm gonna spin first.
You're going to spin first. All right. So I am going to go ahead and bring up the wheel. And Stephen, can you see the wheel?
I could.
All right, then, Stephen. Oh, this spin is for you. All right, and you have landed on movie quotes. Would you like to keep that, or would you like to spin again?
I would like to spin again.
All right, so we're going to spin one more time for Stephen, looking for something a little more friendly to movie quotes. Let us see if Renaissance is what he is looking for. So, Stephen, you are going to get 4 questions in the category of the Disney Renaissance. To remind you, these are the films mostly of the 90s. And I am going to ask these questions. All right. And your question. First question. In The Little Mermaid, what is the name of Eric's butler?
Can I get multiple choice on that one?
You can. So, multiple choice. Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Louis, B, Chester, C, Alfred, or D, Grimsby?
It's D, Grimsby.
D, Grimsby is correct for 1 point. All right. So moving on to Stephen's second question in this category. All right. So your second question: which character in Beauty and the Beast gives Belle a tour of the castle and makes jokes about the Baroque period?
Would that be... I'm just going to take a stab in the dark on this one. Would that be Lumiere?
Lumiere is incorrect. So Patrick, you have the opportunity to steal. Let me go ahead and repeat the question for you. Which character in Beauty and the Beast gives Belle a tour of the castle and makes jokes about the Baroque period?
That would be Cogsworth.
That would be Cogsworth for a 2-point steal.
That's my other choice.
All right, so let us move forward into Stephen's penultimate question in this round. Your question, Stephen. Who provided the voice of the ape Kerchak in Tarzan?
Would that be Rosie O'Donnell?
Rosie O'Donnell is incorrect. So, Patrick, you get the opportunity to steal once again. The question is, who provided the voice of the ape Kerchak in Tarzan?
Am I allowed multiple choice in a steal?
No, he
Yeah,
didn't
think
go
so.
to multiple choice, so you can't.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you stole my potential answer, so let's go with, I don't know, John Goodman.
John Goodman is also incorrect. We were looking for Lance Henriksen.
We never got that one.
Aliens fame. Yeah. All right, so we are going to go right into Steven's final question in the round of Renaissance. And your question: what is the name of Simba's mother in The Lion King?
I know it. I don't know if I could pronounce it, so I'm just gonna go multiple choice. Once I see it, I'll know it.
Sure. All right, so multiple choice. All right, and those options are: is it A, Serafina, B, Sarabi, C, Kohlrabi, D, Shariah?
It's Sarabi. B.
Robbie is correct for 1 point. All right, so at the end of that round, Steven currently has a 2-point lead, 10-8. But we still have Patrick's round 2 to go. So who knows how this is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the wheel. All right, and Patrick, can you see the wheel?
I can.
All right, so Patrick, this spin is yours.
Ugh.
And we have landed on
Oh, no.
choice. Probably the last thing that Patrick wanted it to land on. So, Steven, it is up to you. What slice would you like to gift Patrick with?
My question is, I don't know what this is, Patrick is good or bad at, but I'm gonna go with the one that I skipped. Let's go with movie quotes.
All right, so quotes is the category that Steven gives Patrick. So we are going to bring up 4 questions in the category of movie quotes. And Patrick, you will be asked these questions by the one, the only, Dr. Megs. Right ahead.
All right, Patrick, your first question in the category of movie quotes. In which Pixar film will you find the line, "Forget it, Jack, it's Cloud Town"?
Multiple choice, please.
Okay. Your multiple choice options are A, Onward, B, Inside Out, C, Coco, D, Soul.
I'm going to say B.
B as in boy
B
is
as-
correct.
Yes.
Yes, that is correct for 1 point.
Forget it, Jake. It's Cloud Town.
Beautiful reference. All right, we're going to move right into your second question, Patrick, in movie quotes. In what film will you find the quote, "Do not be fooled by its commonplace appearance. Like so many things, it's not what is outside, but what is inside that counts"?
Maybe any Disney film. Multiple choice, please.
All right. Yes, it is a very good quote to live by, but not one to narrow down your choices. But I will give you 4 options. Is it A, Beauty and the Beast, B, Atlantis, the Lost Empire, C, Aladdin, or D, Lilo and Stitch?
C, Aladdin.
C, Aladdin is correct for 1 point. So Clay, he is working his way through this category, not one he chose, but
he's doing
We're gonna
very
move-
well. And with that, he has tied it up with Steven, 10-10.
all right, Patrick, for your opportunity to take the lead, your third and penultimate question in this round. The quote, "You control your destiny, you don't need magic to do it, and there are no magical shortcuts to solving your problems," can be found in which film?
Multiple choice, please.
Okay, your multiple choice options are, is it A, Brave, B, Onward, C, Brother Bear, D, The Sword in the Stone?
Onward. I think that's B.
Onward, B is incorrect. So I will reread the question and the options for Stephen. The question is, the quote, "You control your destiny. You don't need magic to do it, and there are no magical shortcuts to solving your problems," can be found in which film? Is it A, Brave, B, Onward, C, Brother Bear, D, The Sword in the Stone?
I'm gonna say Brave. A.
A, as in Brave, is correct for a 1-point steal.
That was gonna be my other choice.
It did have the tie broken, but it broke the other way. Stephen reclaims the lead.
All right, and Patrick, you have the opportunity to retake the lead if you are able to answer this question without the need of multiple choice. But this final question is, in which film will you find the quote, "All it takes is faith and trust"?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is correct for 2 points.
2 big points with that.
Very big
Patrick
points for him.
Claims the lead. Now has a 1-point lead, 11-12, finishing out round number 2 and going into round number 3. So let us go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 3. All right, in round number 3, competitors will pick 3 numbers from 1 to 20 that correspond to 3 random categories. Each competitor will have 3 questions. Questions in this round are worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. There is no stealing or multiple choice in this round. Repeats and challenges are still in effect. All right, so we are going to be moving into the final round of this match, round number 3. And Patrick, since you do have a 1-point lead, you have the opportunity to choose your numbers first. What 3 numbers would you like?
2, 8, and 16, please.
You say 2, 8, and 16?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2, 8, and 16 it is. And Stephen, what sounds good to you, sir?
Let's go 4, 9, and 12.
4, 9, and 12. All right, very good. All right, so like I said, Patrick currently has a 1-point lead. So Stephen, we are going to you first with the 2-point question. All you got to do is get this to avoid the TKO and knock it back to Patrick. All right. So you chose question, or you chose number 4. That relates to the category of the CG Revolution, films of the 2010s onward. So, your question is, who provided the voice of Rapunzel in Tangled?
That would be Mandy Moore.
Mandy Moore is correct for 2 points. All right. So, Stephen reclaims the lead, 13-12. Send it to Patrick.
And Patrick, I will be reading your first question worth 2 points here. You chose category number 2, which corresponds to mixed bag. Reach in, could be anything. Your question.
Sure.
Max's best friend in a Goofy movie is PJ. What does PJ stand for?
I'm going to say Pete Jr.
And you would say correct. That is 2 points for Patrick.
Very, very good. Patrick
Back and forth.
regains the lead. Yep. Hitting it back and forth. We will see if Stephen can return the serve with his 3-point question. Stephen, you chose number 9. That is the category of the wilderness. These are the films of the 1980s. All right.
Okay.
And your question In the Black Cauldron, what do the three witches ask for in exchange for the cauldron?
It would have helped if I'd ever seen this movie.
It might. It might.
I get a repeat?
A repeat, yes. So that is Steven's first repeat. All right. And the question in the category of the wilderness. In the Black Cauldron, what do the three witches ask for in exchange for the cauldron?
I'm just gonna go on a limb and to say freedom, even though I know that's not correct, but
That is incorrect. We were looking for a sword. So, with that, we will now move on to Steven's 5-point question. And as a reminder, if Steven gets this correct, then he will send it back to Patrick to have to answer his 3 and his 5. However, if Steven misses, then Patrick will win this game. All right, and Steven, you chose number 12. That relates to the category of John and Alan. These are the films of John Ratzenberger and Alan Tudyk. Their roles. All right, and your question for 5 points. What is the name of John Ratzenberger's character in Brave?
wow. I know he's a guard, but I don't know his name per se. I'm just gonna say the guard. Even though
And your winner, the gentleman, Patrick Hill. We did need the exact name. His name was Gordon. Gordon had his occupation correct, but we needed his actual name because there's a lot of guards in there. Gordon.
True.
Guard.
David, I would have known either one of those.
But yeah, I gotta say, great match from both of you guys. You guys can go ahead and turn off your cameras. We'll bring you back in just a second. Well, I gotta say, they both impressed me for two players who did not have a win until this point. Both Steven and Patrick really impressed me in this match.
Absolutely. And even though Patrick was able to come away with the win today, I would not sleep on Steven because, as you said earlier, he keeps getting better every time he plays. He got a perfect round this game. So yeah. I would definitely be worried if I am going to be facing him in the future.
Absolutely. But I think we have talked about this enough. So I do want to go to post interviews, and those will be conducted today by the sensational one herself, Sorsha Masters. Over to you, Sorsha.
All right, Steven, great match today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel really good at myself for that perfect round. That was like, I could not even believe I made it that, like, to a perfect round, you know?
Yeah, I have to say, having seen you play before, you have really stepped up your game. And did you have a strategy going into this, or did you just, what is meant to be will be?
I picked a couple categories, and I just was studying those categories. And in my fault, the categories I wasn't studying, those are the ones that I got wrong, like the wilderness and Black Cauldron and stuff like that.
Right. And Black Cauldron is a lesser known, less popular Disney film.
Right.
So what are your plans for the future? Is there anybody you want to go against?
No, I mean, just bring it. Anybody anybody and everybody. I mean, I'm willing to take on everybody, and I just want to continue, just have fun, and just whether I win or lose, it's all about learning the game and just studying and yeah, just doing my very best and having fun doing it.
I think that's a great outlook. Well, thank you so much. It's a joy to watch you compete.
Thank you.
Right.
I was so happy to be here.
All right, thank you. All right, let's bring in our winner for the day, Patrick.
Hi, Sorcha.
Hold on.
Hi, first off, congratulations.
Thank you.
So how do you feel?
I feel good. I mean, all my competitions have gotten, close. So I felt always good about that. And Steven and I are very similar. He's very good. That perfect round in the beginning, like I just even if I would have went with Sir Hiss, like my gut told me, I wouldn't have gotten that next question. So and I missed every question like he missed in the third round. So I mean, it just comes down sometimes to chance. And he was a very fun competitor. Everyone I've competed against, it's been great. So I'm happy to finally get a win, though.
Well deserved. What are your plans for the future?
Well, now that I understand that Spinner's Choice a little better, I'm excited to get that and play again. So I was really happy that Amanda Van Houw was watching because I want to compete against her one day because we're good friends. So I think that would be fun, even though I know she's like a Disney freak. So
yeah, but you're no slouch either when it comes to your Disney knowledge. So
I need to study some more. I think that now I've noted like some of the things I need to, like John and Alan, the wilderness, like the typical ones I need to probably like pinpoint and do some studying.
Absolutely. Well, it was a joy to watch you compete. Congratulations again. And I'm going to send it back over to Clay and Megs.
Thanks.
All right. Well, yeah, like we said, fun match. Patrick now has that Spinner's Choice token that he is going to have the opportunity to use in one of his upcoming matches. As long as it doesn't have title implications, he can use that. I'm interested to see if he's got any plans for that, but we'll just have to see.
Absolutely. And it's so neat to get to see these two get to go against each other because in reality, they were very closely matched. And for Patrick specifically, all his matches have been within 2 points either way. So it was really awesome to see it go in his favor this time. But again, do not sleep on Steven. He keeps getting better every time. And I would suspect he's going to use this off season very wisely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, Megan, like we said, great match today. But
oh, yes.
Before we go, we actually do have a couple of people who want to make a statement. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them in. Former #1 contender, the fairest Amanda Van Houw and her husband, Daniel. I am assuming that you guys would like to, I guess, comment on Andy's earlier statements.
I mean, if he thinks he can beat my husband, then sure, I'll be glad to take him on.
Okay. All right. So Amanda's up to the challenge, assuming that Andy can beat Dan. But Dan, I mean, how do you feel about it?
Well, I've been doing a lot of training in this off season. I've been.
You know what package films are yet?
Yeah. In fact, I watched one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it just happened to be the same one that they like cut and spliced into the Mexico Pavilion ride. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So you're in, right?
Sure.
All right. And I mean, as much as I love the nickname The Husband, is that what we're gonna keep calling you, or do we have something different?
I don't know. Underdog Dan, Dastardly Dan.
I like Dastardly Dan.
Dastardly Dan, I guess.
Hey, you know what? I'm down with Dastardly Dan as long as you don't mind me calling you DDV.
Okay. Well, Well, it's not VD.
No.
Or DMV. Nobody wants to be them either, right?
No, it's just the 14-year-old wrestling fan in me just got very excited. All right, so sounds like we have a match for next season. Dastardly Daniel Van Heil taking on Andy Too Sweet. And if Andy wins, he gets to play Amanda.
Best of luck, but he lives with me, so you know. Pretty sure he gets the knowledge by proxy.
All right. Well,
talks
good
in his
luck
sleep.
to all of you. So yeah, looks like we've got some matches set up, but we also have a lot more of movie battles. So make sure to check out those videos coming out in the next few days. In order to see them, you got to stay here. You got to stay watching. And as always, move.